Anyway, so we have a special guest. I actually, I was on the phone with Skeletor earlier, and he let me use his skeleton phone as special, like a bat phone. So we have Skeletor with us today.
I'm excited. Oh,
it's about time! How dare you leave Skeletor waiting? What is this? It's a travesty. You call me up to be on your stream, and then you leave me waiting. How's it going?
Oh, Skeletor, sorry.
wow, Skeletor.
As it should be.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Did you do any trick or treating tonight?
Me? No. I'm not nice. I don't give candy to anyone. I take candy. I'm the one doing the trick. And I steal. That's what I do. I send my minions out to take the candy.
And you're not wonderful and marvelous, right, Skeletor?
No, I'm nasty and mean. I'm like your typical SJW.
Yeah, you have great bone structure, though.
Definitely
Well,
helps.
thank you. I work out. I drink lots of milk.
Yeah, as I say, you
Does a body good. Blue milk.
Extra
Blue
special.
milk does this to you.
Is that straight from the nipple?
Oh, it has to be. There's no other way to drink blue milk. Once you go nipple, you never go back. I don't know if that's the way it goes, but it is for me. Although I don't have lips, it's hard. I just go like, knock, knock, knock. It's hard to suck when you have no lips. I have to stick a straw and just, like, tongue it a little bit. I don't know.
It helps you to puncture more holes, right? So that you can get more milk. More milk comes through more holes, right?
Well, yeah, typically I get Beast Man to, like, milk it into my mouth. Evelyn does a good job of it, too.
And where does
Evelyn blue milk?
And where does the milk come from? Where does it all come from?
I don't know. I'm not a farmer. What the hell do I know? I just drink it.
It comes from the stinkor.
Ah, stinkor. No, I wouldn't drink that milk if you paid me. That's tainted milk. Gross. I heard you were talking about Terminator.
We were the wokest, the darkest, and brokest fate of all time.
Well, the movie is derivative. It's garbage.
Yes.
It's like a rehash, but with women and with transgender people. I don't know. It's just crazy. You kill John Connor in the first 5 minutes?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's going to go over so well.
Yes. And it proved to. It's doing really well. It tracked so well in Europe in this last apparently like it was being shown in Europe these last couple of weeks, and now it's even being shown here. It's just open here, and it's tanking hard.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's doing really bad.
Nice.
Yes. So, and I mean, even the critics are siding with, they're finally starting to come around. Some of these people are actually realizing, like, oh, wait a second, we're actually real critics. We got to start telling the truth before people realize that we're all full of shit.
Right?
Well, eventually
Yes,
you're going to see
definitely.
garbage for what garbage is. You can't think garbage is great until eventually that just sits in your skull. You just have to start realizing what real garbage is, and because you can't deny forever. Oh, somebody's driving.
What's up?
Very good angle.
Yes, yeah, thank you. It's like this is the super highway angle.
Oh, I like this shot.
Yes,
It's a nice shot.
I'm driving. Almost home.
We can hear you so well too.
This is like a rap video. All you need to do is show us some bling. Show us your bling. I command it.
Just ran a red light.
Show us your bling. Show us your bling, Cringer. I'm trying to get my best He-Man on here, even though I'm the Joker. So Skeletor, have you heard about the Game of Thrones madness that's been happening? Have you heard about this too? That's coming out just recently.
I've been paying much
Yes,
attention.
no, maybe so.
That's I only know that Weiss and Doofus Face stopped doing Star Wars, which is probably for the best.
Well,
But as far
they're
as
confirmed.
no, but inform me on this Game of Thrones.
So they were
Chose
well.
Netflix over Star Wars.
They're confirmed to be complete douche. They're actually confirmed to be dumb and dumberer. So they were on this panel right before Comic-Con, and they canceled their whole panel to Comic-Con. But apparently they actually unraveled. They just allowed themselves to be kind of shown. They called Game of Thrones an expensive film school. Like they fully admit that they were completely ill-equipped to even know. They didn't even know what was going on. They barely even knew what costume. Like these guys they're not even fantasy fans. Like this thing, it's like one of those funny movies where someone stumbles into a situation and they're just like, I guess we'll roll with it. Blah, blah, blah. And they just and it's like one of those goofy 80s movies where someone is like, I guess we'll just even though I'm not really this person, I guess I must be president. And it's like,
Let me tell you something. I preferred the Masters of the Universe movie to the finale of Game of Thrones. That's how bad it was.
I love the Masters of the Universe.
Go ahead, sorry.
So the title of this, we're not going to read the whole thing, but just really quick, the Game of Thrones showrunners David Benioff and D.B. Weiss confirmed the worst suspicions of the fan base. After the disastrous final season of Game of Thrones, which left many fans furious, the flat conclusion to an epic story, writers and showrunners, they didn't write a thing. They didn't know what the hell they were doing. They canceled it. They've been extremely quiet, and they canceled their appearance at Comic-Con. At this point, every single scene, character arc, or lack thereof, and poorly planned plot point had been thoroughly dissected and dismissed by disappointed fans, critics, etc., YouTubers. Blame fell squarely on the shoulders of Benioff and Weiss, which Game of Thrones fans recognized that the sudden shift in quality was entirely due to decisions made in the writing room and were generally mature enough not to blame the actors or crew members. Benioff and Weiss are due to tackle Star Wars Next, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so they emerged from their hibernation to talk about this panel, and this is actually really funny. Benioff and Weiss still aren't sure why George R. R. Martin. They still aren't sure why he entrusted them with his magnum opus, as the two didn't have any comparable experience or even an appreciation for the themes. Apparently, they had just randomly guessed a question right when he asked them, like, so do you know John's origin? And they guessed it, just kind of randomly. It's once again, it's like an 80s movie where it's like a joke. And they stumbled upon this, and it was like this, oh, I guess you're the showrunner. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, it's like this. Anyway, it's hilarious how these guys got to run Game of Thrones. I mean, they ran the show for 6 seasons or 7 seasons, 8 effing seasons, and they managed to fool people into believing that they're actually good, but they had no idea what they were doing. They're describing their pitch as showing nervous. How nervous they were. They pitched to Carolyn Strauss, who had a reputation for being tough on a tough pitch. They were very nervous because they wanted the show that badly. But anyway, it's just, my point is that if you get yourself in the door, right? So someone gives you oh, this is your big break, son. Here you go. I would grab onto that and kick ass, right? Wouldn't you guys do that?
Well, here's the thing about that. If someone said to me, Skeletor, here, take the ball and go play baseball in the major leagues, I'd say sure, but see, I don't know how to hit for shit, and nor do I know how to pitch. I couldn't do a screwball if my life depended on it. So if they told me to pitch, I would be like, sure, it'd be a great idea. Then my common sense would kick in and say, I'm going to make a fool of myself if I tried. I said, screw that, no, not going to do it. No way, I've got a reputation.
Wouldn't you have any magical powers to give him a screwball or give him a nice curve?
Well, the best one is Evelyn. Evelyn gives screwballs like nobody's business. I haven't yet. Yeah, Evelyn, go do the screwball, not me. I let others take them. I just take the accolades.
Evelyn's pretty cute. Is she dating anybody?
Yeah, she's pretty bad.
She's
pretty
a
hot.
lesbian. Don't forget, fool. She's a SJW to the core.
She looks like how Rose McGowan envisions herself.
Without the attitude.